Greetings, everyone. My name is Orla. I'm the founder of Eldergrow. Thanks so much to Leading Age Maryland for this opportunity to present and to Sarah for setting up today's presentation. If you have questions, there will be an opportunity to get emails, and Sarah's your pinpoint person for this opportunity. And many thanks again to Leading Age Maryland for spearheading this partnership and looking to give more benefits to its members. So Eldergrow, it was founded in Seattle about 7 years ago. That is one of our indoor therapeutic gardens with one of our educators. She's actually out of New Jersey. And so what we do at Eldergrow is we bring nature indoors to residents with indoor gardens and wellness programming. And I'll tell you a lot more about it in the next slides. So a little bit about me. Again, my name is Orla, and I have senior living experience. I began my passion, I suppose, with elders a long time ago, back in high school, and it's evolved into a career. Serving older adults. I've worked for the Alzheimer's Society of Ireland in their national office, and I've worked for senior living communities in the Northwest. And as I mentioned, Eldergrow was founded 7 years ago on Earth Day. In fact, we launched on Earth Day. That photo on my right, or your right, pardon me, and mine, that's just one of the special stories that resident Donna, who is from a Leading Age Washington grant partnership, she brought me over to her garden, as she called it, and she told me that her life changed the day the gardens arrived. So I'm excited to tell you all about how Eldergrow works and the impact we get to make on your residents as well as helping your staff. Here are some fast facts to give you immediate context and really give you an understanding who Eldergrow is. And it'll be followed by a video. So number one, Eldergrow is an evidence-based therapeutic horticulture wellness program. So it's not merely a garden program. There's a lot of science, and I'll touch on that in a little bit. Number two, therapeutic horticulture engages all the 5 senses and helps to spark memory. Most of our gardens are handcrafted by veterans and adults living with disabilities. And Eldergrow is endorsed by TIPA Snow. So we've been formally endorsed by TIPA, which was another milestone. And number 5, I do want to draw your attention to this. This is one that's really one of the big takeaways, is that Eldergrow is not just for the gardeners in your community. Eldergrow is for so many groups. We appeal to the nature lovers, we appeal to the foodies because we'll do food classes. We have a very diverse curriculum. We'll do science classes, art classes. We'll do, say for example, botanical stationery with pressed flowers from the garden. So our goal is to impact as many residents as possible with our diverse classes. Whoops, I'm going to pause here for a second. I realized that I need to change my audio, so bear with me 1 sec. There we go, and now we'll take it from here.
there's automatically some walls up with our families. It's kind of the fear of the unknown, right? We don't know what we're walking into. And when the first thing you see is that garden, you're automatically disarmed because you connect to it. You're engaged with it. You can't keep your eyes off of that garden. And we always put it front and center in our memory care community, certainly for that reason, because that's the experience we want our families to see right away. Because it's a big part of our program. It's not just a garden that sits there. It is a daily part of our program calendars. And we want our families to know that it's a really important piece of who we are and what we do. So the wow factor cannot be understated with the garden in our memory care communities.
It's fail-safe, it's built in. So not only do you buy the cart, but this will always be looking good, and there will always be a scheduled event moving forward. There's been nothing but positivity that's come out of our experience because the residents, they love it. They absolutely love it.
When I've been here, I see that the other residents have big smiles and that everybody is getting their hands in and doing hands-on kind of things, and I think that's so important for them, for all of us, really. And I think that Eldergrow is a wonderful idea for senior communities.
It is.
There's so many beautiful things about Eldergrow. It's just brought so much joy to our residents, and at all the different sensory levels. You get to touch and smell and feel and bake and eat. It's just a well-rounded program.
How long will indoor garden be here?
Forever.
Oh.
So I hope you enjoyed that. That really brings Eldergrow to life, and brings it to life from these screens. I do want to share a little bit about the grants that we've successfully executed with other leading age partners, and give you a sense of how we are close, I suppose, is a simple way of putting it, with the leading age groups, organizations. These are some of our current partners, and most importantly, look at how many lives we have impacted through these grants. And last year, it was 19,150 residents. And here's a grant overview for Leading Age Florida, one of our partners, to give you a sense of how they work. And we'll dive more into Eldergrow in a minute. So from Florida, we have 22 partners. We have more now, but that was our initial grant. And over a 12-month period, if we look at the bullets, you can see that we had 673 classes that were completed, and that's impressive if you think about the number of the challenges around COVID and access to communities. We had 4,682 participants with Leading Age Florida in this 12-month period. And the goals, we have to meet goals in order to secure and sustain a grant. So we were at 98% of goal performance in terms of meeting wellness goals. And I'll share a little bit about those in a minute. And we were at 95% at meeting emotional states, improving the moods of residents. So there's a slide coming up that'll give this fuller context, but we want to share how these goals work. We need to meet goals for a CMP grant. And let's see here. I'm going to pause here. I did want to say that, again, Sarah is your contact if you'd like to sign up, and she'll be sending out an email to you for you to opt in, and it is required that you opt in to this grant opportunity at the front end. You can't come midway. We can sign up and do another grant later on down the road if you don't join now, but they are a long process, if you will, to from say, for example, today to when we actually get approval from CMS. So opt in as soon as you can. And again, Sarah will send out an email with a Google online form. It'll be very simple. The requirements for a grant are that you provide skilled nursing, that the garden program has to be in the skilled nursing section. The other requirement is that you provide Medicare and or Medicaid at your community. So, given that CMS funds this grant, that's a requirement. Skilled nursing, as well as Medicare or Medicaid at your community. And here's a great photo, of course, of an action shot with one of our educators and a resident. All of our information hails from academic-based institutions or gerontology organizations. So the wellness benefits there before you are, of course, you may have read them by now: improve mood, reduce depression, improve motor skills, improve memory, promote socialization, and improve self-esteem. This is a powerful piece of research, a systematic review that is a series of studies, not just a mere single study, but rather a collection of studies all around indoor gardening in senior living. And so it's precisely what we do at Eldergrow. And as you can see, the Gerontological Society of America oversaw this research. And the outcomes are there, of course. And number one, indoor gardening in senior living slows down the cognitive decline in residents living with dementia. Number two, helps reduce their blood pressure. And thirdly, helps to improve the quality and quantity of resident sleep. So there's so much powerful benefits to the Eldergrow program beyond that which meets the eye. One data point that I always love to share, that's one of our educators, Angie. I love sharing this one because it's a kind of an easy nugget, I suppose, to remember. That gardening on a preventative basis helps reduce the onset of dementia, and that gardening on a daily basis was found to reduce the risk factors for dementia by 36%. So this is a non-pharmacological wellness program that we are offering your communities. And, if anyone's interested about the research, we have a research page on our website. It's eldergrow.org. Or you certainly can ask me because I love research. We're formally endorsed by TIPA, and this is just one extract of her endorsement. So you can have a look-see there. And it was a real milestone for us when TIPA wrote us this letter. Now we'll dive more into our gardens. So most of our gardens are handcrafted by veterans and adults living with disabilities. You can see that they are on wheels, and they're mobile. And we only use non-toxic plants. We're experts in toxicity. We won't even use plants that might cause mild dermatitis. So safety is our priority. Here is a beautiful garden that's mature, if you will. Again, you can see the wheels. You can see how the bottom shelf is recessed so folks can sit at the garden. They're garden art projects. Those are sun catchers with pressed flowers. You can see the colors and the textures. The only thing you can't do is smell the fragrant garden. So we always have fragrant herbs for sensory stimulation. Here's a bird's eye view of our two programs, just to give you context. And the program on the left is the one that we are talking about today. And this is the only program available for grants. So that's the full service one with an in-person Eldergrow educator that conducts the therapeutic gardening classes twice a month and provides the garden care. Now the one on the right is a DIY program for those of you perhaps may see another garden out there and wonder about it. This is a culinary herb garden program. It's DIY, and it's interdepartmental for culinary and activities, and it comes with an Herb of the Month program. You can just kind of make out a sliver of the roof. The way you can tell that garden, it's just mostly cut off, but it's got a green canopy. And if you look at the garden bed, it's all green because it's a culinary herb garden. So let's dive into the program at hand and this opportunity with Leading Age Maryland. So the therapeutic horticulture program is twofold. You get your indoor garden and you get an in-person Eldergrow educator, like the gentleman on the right. Our educators are amazing individuals. They're the heart and soul of Eldergrow. They come to your community twice a month, and they conduct therapeutic horticulture classes, and as you know, do provide garden care. And really, they're just an amazing group of people, and we're so fortunate to have them on our team. Here are the types of classes that they will teach. And you heard me say earlier, we'll do gardening classes, of course. We'll also, you know, in the left photo, we'll also do garden art. We'll do nature classes, and we'll do culinary classes. We'll harvest something from the garden. Really trying to capture everyone, the foodies, the artists, not just the gardeners. Here's some classes in action. You can see how our educator's standing in front of the garden. It's on wheels, so you can move it around, and it has safety locking brakes. Culinary classes and at hand, art classes and educationals classes in the midst. Pardon me. So lots of different fun classes, and all of this curriculum falls under a therapeutic foundation. So we emulate the goals set forth by the American Horticultural Therapy Association, and you can see the 6 wellness goals right there on the screen: socialization, motor skills, spatial awareness, cognitive stimulation, creative expression, and sensory stimulation. Here's a wonderful overview, and I want to draw everyone's attention to this slide because it really gives you the nuts and bolts. So number 1, we will teach 2 therapeutic classes per month. You can see class in action in the top right photo. Number 2, we'll provide garden care sessions twice a month, and you can see one in action on the bottom right photo. Number 3, we provide documented wellness evaluations. I think I might have a slide on that in a second. We require to do that in order to get the grant funding, and they're great for other reasons. Number 4, when we come, we'll bring a fresh plant or 2 to give your garden continued engagement and good looks, and we'll bring our own class supplies. Number 5 is really, really important, and excited to share that we keep coming back. And one of the reasons why we have grown is because we're coming to your community, and we provide on-site training any of the times that we're there. So we can train activities, care staff on sensory stimulation, marketing on how to do a tour around the garden. Number 6, we have a ton of activities. Some people wonder, well, what happens when the educator isn't there? Well, we have a portal set in number 7 that provides a wealth of extra content, ready to use, easy, that does not require a green thumb. None of it requires a green thumb. So I want to emphasize that because I know how hard everyone works. And so it might be, a matinee, a nature documentary, or a craft idea. So as another perk that we invite communities and really wanting to add value to our partnership, we want to support all departments. So one of the things that we do is we provide a PR marketing package as well. So we design custom flyers like the one on the screen. And so this is really valuable to your admissions director, to prospective families, of course. We do press. We're going to do a lot of press when we launch. We will, of course, feature the Leading Age Maryland partnership, but every time we come to your community, when we do a kickoff, we'll do a press around your community as well. So we'll do a press release. So we've been, we can't guarantee press, but we have been very fortunate that our customers have been in their local papers. We provide tour tips and event guides. So we, really try to help out the admissions and help build your census or sustain it. And we love supporting marketing endeavors. There's an event, of course, on that right slide, for example. And we have a large following. If you're not already following Eldergrow, go ahead and do that so you can get a better sense of what we do and know that your name will be in our social media platform down the road. We love featuring our customers, and yeah, check it out, because you can follow us and get a sense of what we do beyond today's webinar. And this is just a summary slide of what I just went over. So I'll start in the top left and go clockwise. So we provide a flyer, tour tips, social media. Moving down to the bottom row, we have a video to send your families, current or prospective, options for poster board, and lastly, of course, the press, the media release that we'll write for you. And let's see here. Oh, okay. These are the requirements. I stated these earlier, but I want to go over them again. You must, it's a requirement set forth by CMS that Eldergrow or any CMP is dedicated to the skilled nursing facility, whether it's a standalone facility or if you're a CCRC. Well, if you're a CCRC, you'll have a skilled care. But a better way to say it, they won't fund Eldergrow in memory care or an AL. We do serve those areas, but the grant is specific to skilled care. You must have a Medicare or Medicaid bed at your community to meet their requirements, and you have to be in good standing with CMS. Also, when we teach, we do ask that someone be present for safety reasons. We're teaching the class, we're running the show, but we won't know, for example, if one of your residents, say, forgot their walker, because we don't know that they have a walker. So we do require someone be in the vicinity, if not actually join in the fun, and help with the watering schedule. And that's a lot of fun. We train you in person on how to do it, and it's very simple. If you look at the garden bed, there's not a whole lot to water. And we want your residents to water, to give them that sense of purpose and get the opportunity to nurture their garden. And so the next step would be to fill out the interest form or reach out to Sarah and ask questions. So again, she'll be sending out an email saying, well, what do you think? Do you want to opt in? We do need to have a form filled out before we can include you in the grant. And if you have questions, I think, oh, there's a fun picture. Oh, I want to bounce ahead. Pardon me. I'm going to bounce ahead and I'm not going to do the entire presentation, but I did want to show you my information. Oh, here it is. In case you have questions, pardon me. And you would either reach out to Sarah, and you'll definitely be opting in with Sarah. If you have questions, you can feel free to reach out to me. There's my email address, and I'm happy to support. At the moment, Sarah is your main contact while we kick things off. But again, happy to help. And with that, I want to thank Leading Edge Maryland for the opportunity to present today. And thanks to Sarah for facilitating this webinar. And we look forward to partnering with everyone in Maryland in the near future. And thanks so much.